So, in this video, I'm going to show you a chess opening that will help you to gain your rating 2x faster. So, there are many good openings in the world, but some of them are very common, and some are very hard and complicated to learn. And if you are a beginner, then these openings are more complicated for you, right? But the opening that I'm going to show in this video is not so complicated, easy to learn, and best for beginners. So which opening am I talking about? So, I'm talking about Vienna Gambit. So, let's move on to our chessboard and learn this opening. For this opening, you have to be white. The game starts with e4 and black replies with e5, and then we will play knight c3 defending our pawn, and the opponent will play knight f6 attacking our pawn. Then we will play f4, sacrificing our pawn. And remember one thing, it's not King's Gambit. It is totally different from King's Gambit. Now, most of the time your opponent will capture the free pawn, which is a mistake because now you will just push your pawn, attacking the opponent's knight, and there is no square left for the knight to go, so he has to retreat his knight. After that, we will develop our knight, and if he attacks our pawn by developing the other knight, we'll just push our d-pawn. After that move, he will get mad and push his pawn, which is also a mistake because he is blocking his own bishop. And now we can also take this pawn. Now you can see the advantage of the pawn we have sacrificed earlier. Our both knight and a bishop is developed and having full control of the center. And your opponent has developed only one knight. So, what if in this position your opponent did not develop his knight and just pushed his d-pawn? Then you will do the same, sacrificing the pawn, and when your opponent captures it, you will just develop the knight. Now you might have a question, why don't we take out the d-pawn and occupy the center? So, we did not do this because when we sacrifice our f-pawn, then this diagonal will be opened and the queen can check us out. So, that's why we take out our knight preventing the queen check. And after that, if he develops his any knight, we can develop, push our d-pawn occupying the full center and winning back this pawn. Now you can see the advantage that our three minor pieces are developed, occupy the full center, and is only two minor pieces. What if your opponent tries to defend his pawn by playing knight c6? And after that, you will capture the pawn, and when he recaptures with his knight, you will attack the knight with your d-pawn. And if he places his knight to the g6 square, you will again attack the knight. And again, his knight has no square left to move, so he has to retreat his knight. And you will play knight f3, and if he attacks our pawn and tries to break the center, we will simply take out bishop, and if he captures, we win the pawn by playing queen e2. Now again see the advantage that our three minor pieces and queen developed, and is only a knight. In this position, if your opponent pushes his pawn to defend his other pawn, after that we'll give him a check by our bishop. And if he blocks the check with his knight, then you will simply use your pawn to defend your e4 pawn. After that, whatever moves he plays, let's suppose he plays bishop e7, we'll play knight f6. And if he takes our bishop, then you'll just castle kingside. So, we don't have too much advantage. But in future, this can get an open file, and you can also capture this pawn. And if he captures your pawn, you will capture with your bishop. Okay. So now you know Vienna Gambit very well. And if you want videos on middle game strategies, endgame principles, and more openings like these, just click here and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you ask in comments. Bye.